Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to objectively unpack the rapidly growing longevity market strictly by the numbers. There is a whole lot of noise out there right now about living forever, right? But we really want to cut through that hype and look at exactly what the data, the venture capital, and the regulatory shifts are actually telling us about the future of human health.
Here is our agenda for today. First, defining the longevity market. Second, the innovations driving the sector. Third, the efficacy and cost debate. And fourth, what lies ahead. Let's jump right into Section 1, defining the longevity market, from biomarkers to biological age. You know, longevity isn't just some vague concept about living longer anymore. It's a highly active, operational medical sector. It encompasses concrete treatments for things like menopause and hormone replacement therapy. It includes the massive surge in weight loss drugs, specifically GLP-1s, which are now being studied for their long-term cardiovascular and anti-aging benefits. Crucially, this market is defined by rigorous biomarker testing and algorithms designed to calculate your actual biological age, rather than just your chronological age. The whole industry is really shifting from selling unverified supplements to providing a highly quantified, data-driven view of a patient's health span.
And to truly grasp the financial scale of this space, the estimated market size sits at roughly $500 billion. Let that number sink in for a second. $500 billion. And this valuation isn't just coming from wealthy consumers paying out of pocket. It's because extending the health span, which is the number of years a person lives disease-free, and cutting long-term chronic healthcare costs is the one objective that all stakeholders, from patients to massive insurance payers, can actually agree on. It's absolutely a modern gold rush.
Moving right along to Section 2, innovations driving the sector, and specifically, the rush of venture capital.
The massive capital flowing into this sector proves that investors are seeing immediate value in comprehensive health data. Take Function Health, for example. They're a startup offering over 100 biomarker blood tests and concierge medicine, and they recently raised a $298 million Series B, reaching a $2.5 billion valuation. Then you have Neko Health, a full-body scanning company, which raised $260 million, hitting a $1.8 billion valuation. Prenuvo pocketed $120 million for their prophylactic MRI technology, and Superpower secured a $30 million Series A. This isn't speculative seed money we're talking about. These are massive, late-stage funding rounds for companies that are operating right now.
But beyond the raw funding of scan and blood test companies, other major players are integrating directly into our daily lives. You've got wearables, like the smart ring maker Oura, most recently valued at $11 billion, heavily involved in real-time health tracking. You have MiniHealth, which specifically tailors longevity offerings for women, which is already covered by payers, by the way, recently raising $50 million. And you have companies like 100 Health, trying to build an entire health operating system to aggregate all this lab data. The fundamental takeaway here is that these companies are moving away from handing you a static PDF report. They're aiming to deliver measurable, repeatable, actionable clinical signals that actually change your care trajectory.
Which brings us to Section 3,